Do you see me okay?
I do.
All right. So, welcome to an experiment destined for destruction as we enter the AI dungeon. The second one, in fact. You are about to enter a world of endless possibilities where you can do absolutely anything you can imagine. Will you proceed? We will.
No.
All right, well, better just close it out and start again. Now, where do we want to begin? We have quite a few choices here. Do you want to be an axe swinging brigand? Do you want to be a cyberpunk? Do you want to be a custom? Or we can drop into the apocalypse if you want.
It's all going to be text either way, so I'll let you pick.
Okay. Now, I know for a fact that you tend to prefer the post-apocalypse side of things, right?
I do. This is true.
So let's go for number 3. Door number 3. Select a character. We could be a soldier, a survivor, or we could be a courier.
This is just making me want to play Fallout New Vegas.
Courier it is. Now, who do we want to be? Any ideas?
I'm thinking here. We could just be Picard again.
We could be Picard. Or we could be Jack Maxim.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Jack Maximum it is. Now settle in, because this may or may not break. You are Jack Maximum, a courier trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world by scavenging among the ruins of what is left. You have a parcel of letters and a small pistol. It's a long and dangerous road from Boston to Charleston, but you're one of the only people who knows the roads well enough to get off your parcel of letters there. Set out in the morning, and as the sun begins to peek over the horizon, you notice a disturbance in the weeds by the side of the road. What do you do?
Investigate weeds.
Make it so. You investigate weeds. You cautiously edge over as the crunching of dead leaves gets louder and closer, your hand on your gun. Then suddenly, you see a man burst out of the undergrowth and onto the road. Shit, says Jack Maximum. You say, shit, says Jack Maximum. The man is bare-chested, wearing a loincloth and running towards you with a spear. You point your gun at him, but as he gets closer, you see that he isn't a threat. I don't know if I believe that. Everything's a threat in this kind of world.
Man.
Question the man. Hey, I'm not gonna hurt you, the man says. He shows no fear. Who are you? You demand. An archer, like you. Archer? I thought we were a courier.
What is an archer?
What is an archer? You what is an archer? I know you're not supposed to read out you, but I enjoy it. The computer's having a tough time. It's trying to think.
ask what an archer is.
What is an archer? I'm a bandit, a raider, like the old days. So what are you doing out here alone? Now we've already run into a couple of snags here. It's not entirely clear who's speaking. Also, those quotes are not complete. So it could be that he's still speaking, if this is indeed him who is speaking. Clearly, this bandit, this raider like in the old days, has gone crazy, and his mental state has deteriorated because of the radiation poisoning.
You should just press enter without typing anything.
I'm gonna give it a shot. So what are you doing out here alone? Nobody else around for miles? Yeah, I was running from the militia. Why were you running from the militia? They're after me. Why were they after you? I'm still not entirely sure who's speaking, so enter it is. I killed 2 of their men. How did you kill 2 men? With this bow. You take the man's bow from him. It's a pretty good one. Bludgeon the man with the bow for wasting your time. How does that sound?
Do it.
You bludgeon the man with the bow for wasting your time. You bludgeon the man over the head with the bow. He crumples to the ground, but not before asking you another question. Okay. What have you got for me? Do you have any water? He asks. No, you reply. Can you spare some? I'm parched. You raise your eyebrow, and the man sighs before continuing. Continue, man with bow. I ran all night. I need water to keep going. You open your water flask and give him a small sip. He's very grateful. Immediately, I disagree with this train of thought. Thanks. I'm still gonna kill you, though.
Beat him to death with the bow.
I agree with this train of thought. You reach over and slit the man's throat. He gurgles as blood pours from his neck. Then you strap him to the pillion behind you. He's light enough that you can easily carry him. Oh.
Okay, I guess we have a dead guy now.
Alright, search for...
Continue down road.
Yeah.
We can search him later.
I'm going to attempt to find some sort of outpost with which to sell this man. You walk down the road for miles, passing by ruined cars, broken down machinery, and the occasional body. Finally, you come to a large bridge. There are no people in sight.
Throw body off bridge.
I'm going to give it a little zing. You dismount the beast and gently lower the corpse over the side of the bridge. As you walk back up the bridge, you notice a folded newspaper on the bridge rail. You unfold it and begin to read. I guess we had a beast with us.
I guess so.
What would you like the beast to be named? An archer was found dead with a raider over the side of a bridge. It's believed that they may have been rivals. So the dead man wasn't a raider after all. Well, okay. Now,
This is beginning to make less and less sense.
I would say that the plot thickens, but the plot is just contradicting itself. The man told us he was a raider. Now, yeah, he was probably lying. He could have been lying. He tried to kill us for no real reason. But he also said that he was an archer. There's only one man here. The man was found dead. I guess there was another raider over the side of the bridge? Why were they... Where does the rivalry come into play?
Count corpses. How many corpses are there?
Count corpses on rail. Well, no, there's... Count corpses. How many corpses are there currently? You count corpses. How many corpses are there? There's 14 bodies in all, but you only count 13. One of the men is missing his head, which must have rolled off the bridge before you reached it. Jesus Christ, the situation is getting worse by the second. I say we attempt to carry all 14 bodies and sell them all. I'm gonna sell these goddamn corpses if it kills me. As you round the bend in the road, a large billboard materializes in front of you. It's of a smiling young woman holding an infant. The text reads, "Welcome to the New World." Continue along road. You continue along road. After a few miles, the road ends at a large set of train tracks. You continue forward on foot through the forest, or backtrack and take a train.
Backpack.
Do we have a backpack?
If we're a courier, I should hope so.
I almost want to keep... Check backpack? As you reach into your pack, you find a strange medallion. You slide it over your head. Now we're getting somewhere. This medallion could be anything.
Examine medallion.
Now, I wasn't planning to play Jade Empire just yet, but I guess we're getting to these kinds of things early. The medallion is a strange silvery metal, with an etching of what appears to be a shield, or a double-bladed axe in a wolf's head.
I guess we can't really do a whole lot with it.
Eat.
Use medallion.
Use? Medallion. We went two very different places on that. As you rub the medallion, a small blue light appears. The etching on the medallion changes to show a spade and heart symbol.
Dig.
The design of this thing changed. Dig. As you dig with the medallion, a stream of red liquid appears. Blood. Of course.
Press enter again. No new input.
I don't know what I was expecting. You drop the blood-filled medallion and quickly scramble to catch it. I guess we're just a klutz. The red medallion falls into the dirt, and the light from it fades away. That was a nice trick.
Retrieve medallion.
I feel like we're gonna uncover some sort of ancient prophecy. As you retrieve the medallion, a black substance oozes out from the ground. Oh no. The blood-filled medallion falls into the dirt. The red light on the ground fades away. Stop dropping the medallion. Stop it. You drop the medallion into the dirt and back away from it. You look around, but you're out in the open now. There's no place to run. You drop the medallion into the dirt, but it slips through your fingers and drops into the dirt. You try to retrieve it, but you can't reach it. This is bad.
Retrieve medallion with telekinetic powers.
Now you're talking my language. You reach down into the dirt and try to retrieve the medallion. You feel a slight tingling at the tips of your fingers, and suddenly the medallion pops out of the ground. The charade has gone on long enough. You eat medallion to gain its power. The medallion falls into your hand and you hold it to your lips. You bite into it and the taste of blood fills your mouth.
Press enter again.
What's our next move, Captain? You feel your teeth glowing as you continue to bite into the medallion. Good idea.
Good idea.
You bite into the medallion and the tingling sensation shoots through your body. Continue.
Keep going. Keep going.
You let out a gasp as your body undergoes a change. Your clothes begin to tighten around you, and your skin begins to crack and blacken. The air feels thicker as it begins to burn your lungs. Good idea. Still. Your eyes begin to burn and pucker. Jesus! Turning the black of your skin. Your nose cracks and begins to bleed, and your ears begin to burn. Wow. I feel like we're turning into some sort of horrible demon.
Sprout wings and fly.
Your skin burns and crackles as wisps of black ash float from your body. Your bones begin to burn away, and then your very form begins to burn. The earth begins to rumble and shake, and the rocks in your hands begin to burn. A burst of fire shoots from the ground and engulfs your body. Okay.
I guess just keep hitting enter.
Where do you want to take us? Play.ai.dungeon.io. The embers that are you float upwards and drift to the ground, finally coming to rest and crumbling to ash. Well, that was pointless. I agree.
Reconstitute from ashes.
The earth stops shaking, and you stand. You look around you, and you're surrounded by a field of blackened ash. A blackened cross stands in the distance, while a dozen or so bodies lie nearby.
Approach cross.
You walk over to the blackened cross. It has been charred into a rough shape of a cross, but the top half of it has been burnt away, leaving only a skeletal support beam.
Eat cross.
So it's not really a cross anymore. It's like a capitalized T.
I guess so.
You eat cross. You look down at the cross and see that it has been burnt to a crisp. Damn it. There's nothing else to be done.
Look for a car.
You look around and see a beaten up car on its side some distance away. It looks undrivable, but you're desperate for transportation. I could try to salvage this.
Salvage car.
You walk over to the car and look at it. It looks undrivable, but but you're desperate for transportation. It looks undrivable, but I'm desperate for transportation.
Flip car.
With bare hands, I'm going to add that. You flip car with bare hands. You stand and stretch, trying to get the last kinks out. You walk over to the car and look at it. It looks undrivable, but you're desperate for transportation.
Press enter. Advance.
Engage. This could work. I'll try to flip it. You walk up to the car and try to flip it with your hands, but they are far too weak from lack of use. Not so maximum, are you, Jack? Flip car with teeth.
Eat car.
Eat car with teeth.
Eat car to gain its powers.
You look down at the car and feel your mouth begin to burn. You grit your teeth and feel your teeth begin to burn, but you don't stop. Finally, the pain stops, and you look at the ground. Why does everything we try to eat burn us?
Press enter.
You look at the charred car carcass in your hands. That was easy. We'll take your word for it, Jack.
Having now eaten car, you can transform into a car. Transform into car.
You laugh as your body rips itself apart and reconstitutes itself into a car carcass. Your body has now eaten the last vestige of your humanity, and only animal instinct remains.
Drive.
You drive the car for several minutes before a sense of deja vu overtakes you. That was yesterday. You stop driving and to begin to feel unnerved.
Advance.
The empty streets, the quiet. You need noise, noise, noise. What the hell is going on? I need to.
Rev engine.
Rev engine. You rev your engine and feel a surge of satisfaction as the car begins to roar to life. You're not sure how long it's been since you last drove, and the car has clearly been in use before.
Continue driving.
You drive for a while longer before a police car appears in your rearview mirror. You slow down and pull over to the side of the road. Okay, I guess this post-apocalyptic wasteland has police in it.
Keep driving.
That's right. Let's
Fuck
get...
the police.
Fuck you, pigs. You drive for several more minutes before a police car pulls you over. The car pulls up next to you, and the window rolls down. Hold on. Please.
Keep driving.
You drive for several more minutes before a police car pulls you over. The car pulls up next to your and the window rolls down. Hold
Crash
on.
into police car.
You crash into police car. You hit the police car at full speed before your car flies off the road and into a tree. The car explodes spectacularly, leaving you stunned. The police car's sirens wail.
Steal police car.
You walk over to the police car and open the door. You look inside and sigh with relief. The keys are on the seat and the sirens are still going. Thank God.
Enter police car and drive away.
I guess the police car was like sentient.
It was a ghost car.
You hop into the police car and start it up. The car begins to pull away, but a tire bursts with a burst of air. You're thrown forward and the car slows down as it hits the brakes.
Check trunk for spare tire.
Come on, big money, big money. No whammy. You get out of the car and open the trunk, but it's completely bare.
Check undercar for spare tire.
You get out of the car and look under it, but it's completely bare. Of course it is. You hit the police car with the crowbar once more and begin to feel tired.
Sleep in back seat.
I would like to point out that we are still a car. We just must be a very tiny car.
Yeah.
You sleep in back seat. You pull the door shut and begin to close your eyes. Nah, I'm fine. You drift off to sleep and feel your heart rate begin to fall. You have the dream again.
Advance.
Oh, Mr. Sandman. The dark alley, the car crash, the whispering. Come on, get out of the way. There's a police chase going on. You want the police to catch you? Move out of the way.
Advance.
But I can't. You see, I'm stuck. Where are we stuck? I need your help. No, I don't. You just need to move out of the way. The voice grows louder as you begin to scream. Help! Someone help me!
Wake up.
Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine begins to play. You wake up, covered in sweat. It's dark outside now, and the only sound you can hear is that of an occasional frog. You sit up and look around, before hearing a creaking noise. Is it the frog?
Start car and drive away.
You start car and drive away. You start the car and drive away. As you do, you realize you left the police car at the scene of the crash, and there's no way you'll be able to explain that. Yeah!
So hold on. Are we driving the car that crashed into a tree and exploded?
Who was apparently also us?
Oh.
There's no way you'll be able to explain that. Reconstitute as mechanical kangaroo. You begin grabbing parts of the car and putting them into your bag. You grab the gas pedal, the ignition key, and the gear stick and the air filter. You realize that your kangaroo pouch...
Advance, I suppose.
Not what I fucking wrote, but okay. Isn't quite big enough to contain all these parts, so you make a second bag out of the driver's seatbelt. How big is the seatbelt? Okay, where are you taking us, AI Dungeon? You try to think of a way to use the parts you've stolen. It occurs to you that the fuel tank could explode if you hit the accelerator too hard. You could use them to build a bomb.
Attach accelerator to fuel tank.
You begin attaching the accelerator to the fuel tank, and as you do, you hear the fuel tank begin to hiss. You see it begin to glow red hot and drop the piece of metal in shock.
Kick fuel tank.
Let's get this over with. You drop the metal accelerator into your bag. You step back as you hear the hissing of the fuel tank grow louder and the car begins to shake and shudder.
Kick the fuel tank.
I'm glad we went to the same place on that. You hit the accelerator and the police car explodes. You fall to the ground, your ears ringing. After a few seconds, you stand up and look at the destroyed car. Yes! You yell. What's next, intrepid hero?
Build police car parts into bicycle. Because we still need transportation.
We are desperate for transportation.
It's true.
They only told us like 4 times in a row. You put the pieces of the police car you stole into your bag. I don't need this anymore, you think to yourself. You begin biking towards your next target.
Okay.
Alright. You alright? You arrive at the next store.
Enter store.
The lights in the store flicker on and off, and a single mother who is about your age walks out of the back room. Oh, there you are, sweetie. I can't find the milk.
Give milk?
I'm going to veto that suggestion.
Fair enough. Look for milk?
Look for milk. You walk through the store, trying to find the milk. We're out of bread, the mother says. You walk back towards the cashier. I guess
Ask where milk is. And bread.
This is a really, like, affluent post-apocalypse.
It's weird.
The mother looks at you, clearly thinking you're a little out of it. What? You ask. You seem, I don't know, kind of tired, she says. Well, I did just, like, blow up a police car 4 feet from my face, so it's been a long...
There was also the whole turning to ash thing.
Reconstituting as some sort of ash being.
And tiny car. And we tried to become a kangaroo and it didn't work.
Didn't work. I've had a long day, you say. I'm fine, you reply. To yourself, I guess. The mother shrugs and heads to the back room. You begin heading towards the bread aisle. You begin picking up a few loaves of bread.
Put bread in backpack.
I'm not going to give this lady any bread. You begin putting the bread into your backpack. You grab a few more. Hey, put those down, a man yells from behind. You turn around to see two men with pistols pointed at you.
Throw bread at attackers.
This situation is getting out of hand. You throw a few pieces of bread in the direction of the men with the pistols. They both fire back at you.
Dodge bullets. At this point, I'm convinced that we're immortal, so I'm just fucking around.
Yep, pretty much. This game doesn't, like, end unless you end it. You can die. Like I've had runs of this game where something will happen, I'll die, and then I'll say, "Wake up." And then you wake up in like a different city or something. You dodge bullets. You step to the right and they miss you. You throw a piece of bread in their direction. They fire at it. You catch a bullet in the arm. You start running away from the store.
Bike away from store.
Could have gone worse, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered.
You bike away from the store. You begin biking away from the store, leaving your backpack behind. As you ride, you realize you don't even know where you're going.
Well, shit. Search for new backpack.
As soon as it loads up, I will. Well, shit, says Jack Maximum. I've been doing a lot of traveling in my time, you reply. You don't know where we're going, says Ma. Well, I'm not really familiar with this city. Alright, so I guess
she's with us now?
Yep. Now, keep in mind, I said that I did not want to give her any of the bread. And despite the fact that she is with us, we lost our backpack. So she's not getting any bread.
Nope.
Search for new backpack. You begin searching all around you for a backpack. Shit, I left my backpack, you say. We'll have to go back for it, replies Jack. Can't go on like this. Alright, so he's full on Mad Max talking to himself now.
I think so.
That's fine. Maybe every time he...
Back for backpack.
Seems like a horrible idea. You begin heading back to the store. We're gonna have to find a new backpack, you say. Or else we'll be out of supplies soon, says Ma. Making an executive decision. You begin biking back to the store. I'm taking your wife back to the village, you say. Are you sure? He asks. Yeah, we'll be fine. I feel like every time Jack Maximum reconstitutes himself, he gains a new personality. And that's what we're dealing with here.
It seems like it.
I'm going to say we close our eyes and we wake up in a new city. You shut your eyes and begin drifting off to sleep. You dream of a beautiful woman who is smiling at you. A gunshot wakes you up. Shit, you yell. I knew it! Kids, going to sleep solves all of your problems. And by solves all of your problems, I mean awakens you with threat of gun violence.
Examine surroundings?
Where are we? Where are we, AI Dungeon? Where have you brought us to? You are in a town with houses and roads. You see people walking around. A second gunshot wakes you up. Shit, you yell. You stand up and begin running down the road.
So were we in a dream within a dream?
Probably, at this point.
Approach source of gunshot.
Come on, Jack, I know you can make it out of this one. You begin running towards the direction of the gunshot. You hear the sound of revving engines and turn your head. Shit! You yell. You see a car speeding towards you. Run!
Jump over car.
You jump over car. You jump over the car, but you do not clear it well. You slam into the pavement. You hear the sound of revving engines and you turn your head. Shit! You yell. Commandeer vehicle. You stand up and begin walking towards the speeding car. Stop! You yell. The car keeps going, but a man is standing in front of it, holding a gun. Do nothing! That guy's gonna get hit with a car! You do nothing. The car speeds past you, almost running you over. You hear the sound of revving engines and turn your head. Shit! You yell! I'm at a loss. I've tried commandeering this vehicle.
Shoot fireball at car.
Fuego! You shoot a fireball at the car. It crashes into the trees and catches fire. You see a second car approaching you from the other direction. Go get him, hotshot.
Shoot fireball at other car.
Flickumbicus! You shoot a fireball at the approaching car, but miss. The car keeps coming and you narrowly dodge it by leaping out of the way. Yeehaw! Some guy yells. Alright. Throw a third.
Car with telekinetic powers.
This is very, like, I'm imagining you as, like, a wizard here in the middle of this Mad Max road warrior situation.
That might also just be a 1950s suburb in America.
Yeah, pretty much. You use your psychic powers to pick up the burning car and throw it. It crashes into a tree and explodes. Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes, some guy says.
Advanced plot, I guess? It's
I'm
not
not-
giving us a lot to work with here.
Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes, some guy says. You recognize him as the crazy guy who was babbling a few lines earlier. That could have been anyone, including us.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's everyone, including us.
Ask who the man is. You walk up to the man and ask who he is. I'm your new best friend, he says, before pulling out a knife and lunging at you.
Recruit man.
I like the cut of your jib, Jib Cutter. You punch the man in the face, knocking him down. Who are you, you ask. I'm your new best friend. Offer BFF bracelets. Welcome to the team. You give your new best friend a bracelet. He grins and agrees to follow you. Where are you going? He asks. To find the others, you reply. So we're putting together a crew.
Yeah, building an army.
Build an army. You find a playground with a few kids swinging on swings. I found it, you say. Let's play Marco Polo. The man you recruited looks at you nervously.
Recruit children for army.
A text adventure by Hideo Kojima.
That's correct.
You find a few kids to recruit and take them back to the playground. We're at the playground! I'm gonna say we abandon the children. I don't like children in this scenario.
Give children guns.
I'm not in charge of this. Kids with guns. You give the kids guns and show them how to use them. Go find my brother, you tell them. The kids happily split up and begin searching for John.
John Maximum? Who is probably not even real?
Who is John Maximum? Maximum. I'm John Matrix, the man says. I'm psychic, you reply. What the hell does that mean, he asks. I don't know. My name's John Matrix, and I don't know what the hell that means, he says. I need to find my brother, you say. What for? What for, indeed? Advance? We both need to find our brothers. You with the army, me with the church. Which church, you ask? The Church of Joachim, he replies. Joachim? I thought you were a Catholic. I am, but my brother is with a different group. They call themselves the Wolves. They revere a man named Jacob. Is that a Twilight reference?
Maybe. Ask him what his brother's name is. I feel like we might be onto something here.
What is your brother's name? I don't know. I just have a really bad feeling about this, he replies. Do you know where to find him? Yeah, the church's red building. It's on 41st and Lexington. You can't miss it.
Go to 41st and Lexington, I guess?
Go to 41st and Lexington, I guess. You walk up to the church and notice that there are several groups surrounding buildings on this street. A group of teenagers is hanging around a corner.
Give teenagers guns.
Give teenagers guns. Kids with guns. You give the teenagers guns and tell them to watch the entrance of the church. What's your name? You ask one of them. Harold, he replies. Today, you are Mogar. You transform into Mogar and punch Harold in the face, breaking his nose! What's going on, he asks. You're Mogar, he says, terrified. I am Mogar. You stop punching Harold and transform back. You're still Harold, you say. I don't understand, he says. Me fucking either, dude. It's the wrong time to take a drink. You start punching Harold repeatedly in the face, breaking his nose. Ow, he says. Sorry, you reply. You punch him. You punch him in the throat, killing him.
Eat Harold.
Eat Harold. You eat Harold's corpse. Suddenly, you're blinded by a white light. You scream in pain as you begin to lose your vision. Your body grows weak, and you fall to the ground. Advance. You lose consciousness and wake up in the bunker. Ah, you've woken up, Father Fievel says. How do you feel? Like I am Mogar. Like you are Mogar, Father Fievel nods. Advance. I guess it's not advancing.
Transform into Mogar.
Give me one moment. Okay, so. Oh, God. Like you are Mogar, Father Fievel nods.
Transform into Mogar.
Transform into Mogar. You transform into Mogar and find that your wounds have regenerated. That's a good sign, Father Fievel says. We'll continue this later. For now, eat something.
Eat bunker.
Eat bunker. You eat the food in the bunker and find that it helps regenerate you. Suddenly, an alarm begins to blare. What's going on? Father Fievel asks. The city needs me. I'm assuming. The city needs you. Father Fievel nods. We should go and assist the city. I'll keep watch here. You nod, grabbing your shotgun from the table.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Leave bunker. Enter city.
The alarm lasts about an hour and ends with the city in flames. The remaining infected are easy prey, and you find one corner of the city completely void of infected at all. What the hell happened?
What the hell happened?
That didn't take long at all. I guess the city needed us more than we thought.
I guess so.
Begin firing upon infected. Flatlander. You begin firing upon the infected, killing 10 of them in a matter of minutes. The vaccine is working, Father Five will smile. Mogar with a shotgun was in fact the vaccine all along.
Count infected.
Count infected. You quickly count the infected to find that you've killed a massive 150 of them. Jesus, you say. You're good, Father Fievel says. Damn straight.
Oh, man. Count living infected.
Count living infected. You quickly count the living infected to find there's a massive 40. There's a lot of them, you say. The vaccine is working. Father Fievel nods.
Kill remaining infected, I guess.
That's what I was gonna write that, but with vaccination in quotes. Kill remaining infected. Finish them off, Father Fievel says. You begin blasting the last 4 dead infected with your shotgun before grabbing their heads and tossing them against the wall. Jeez. Okay.
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 Gather bodies into a big pile and burn them?
You okay? Yes, Father Fievel nods. The vaccine is working. We'll have to test it further, but it's looking promising. Now go home. I guess we're going home. What did you want to do before?
Gather up all of the bodies into a big pile and burn them.
Let's finish this off. For good this time. You gather up all of the bodies into a big pile and burn them. You grab the bodies into a big pile before dousing them with gasoline and setting them alight. What are you doing? Father Fievel asks. My job. Is that what you're calling it now? Father Fievel asks, raising an eyebrow. Fine, if that's what you want to do it on your way out.
Is he firing us?
I guess. I don't see what was the... Well...
Advance?
I guess maybe we're spreading the infection, like, into the atmosphere. Let's see.
I'm confused now.
Fine.
To Mogar.
You're not wanted here. I'm sure the church will be happy to take you in.
Wait, it looks like there's more.
Now let's go home. Finish your thought, Father Fievel. I have a call to make. A very important call. Fine, you shrug. I'll be waiting outside. Hang on, Father Fievel says. I'm going to give you a small item. It will protect you from the virus. It's a vaccine. It will help your body fight off the virus, should it attempt to take hold of you. Here. I thought we were the vaccine. Is he gonna give us like a small version of ourselves? You take the small red vial from Father Fievel. What is it, you ask? It's a vaccine. It will protect you from the disease. Should it take hold of you, your body will not succumb. Here, have another one. Father Fievel pulls out 2 more vials, giving you 2 of the pills. Eat pills. I guess. You take the pills from Father Fievel and pop them in your mouth. Hurry up, Father Fievel says. Take them all. Now get out. Transform into Mogar and fly away.
Yeah, now we're talking.
You transform into Mogar and fly away. You turn into Mogar and take to the air, flying away from the city and heading towards the dark room. Thanks, you say, before transforming back. Let's go home. You really want us to go home?
I guess let's go home then.
Go home.
They really don't want us to be Mogar.
No. Except we seem to have gotten all of our best results as Mogar.
It's true.
You walk back home with Father Fievel and take to the air when you arrive back at the church. Why did we go back to the church? We just left. I'm getting real sick of Father Fievel. I say we take to the air with Father Fievel in hand and drop him.
Do it.
I don't have any way.
Hold on, I got you covered.
Oh, yeah? I do not have a accented keyboard, which made learning
Check Discord.
French difficult. Into the air and drop him at terminal velocity. We need to get rid of this guy.
I agree.
You fly Father Fievel into the airport to a waiting plane. Thank you for everything, Father Fievel says, extending his hand.
I guess advance.
Refuse gesture of kindness. No, thank you, you say, shaking his hand. I appreciate everything you've done. Now let's get back to the house, Father Fievel nods. What happened to our brother? Shouldn't we be looking for John Maximum?
I don't know.
No. Go away. What? Father Fievel asks, surprised. I said go away, you shout, raising your voice and pointing your shotgun at him. Why would you do that? Because I am Mogar. Oh, okay then. Have a good night, Mogar. Father Fievel backs away slowly before turning and running towards the airport.
Any second now, he's going to tell us to go back to the house.
Fly off into the sunset. You turn and fly away from the airport towards your home.
No, they got us anyway. Do not go home.
Do not go home. You do not go home. You take to the air once more, flying towards the darkest, most obscure part of the surrounding desert. You find a small cave and settle down to sleep. You awaken at dawn. I love that he changed his mind mid-flight. Search cave. You begin exploring the cave, but find nothing. You make a mental note to remember this cave in case you ever come back here, then return to sleep. You awaken at dusk. Sleep eternal. The next morning, you awaken to the roars of wild beasts and the howls of powerful beasts. You see, in the distance, a massive horde of infected heading your way.
Banish all infected to the Shadow Realm.
Banish all infected to the Shadow Realm. You begin to concentrate, trying to send the infected back to the Shadow Realm. Suddenly, you feel a weak pulse of their presence. One of the Shamblers begins walking toward you.
Advance.
You grab it, and the weak pulse of its mind disappears as its mind is lost to you. You concentrate, and the rest of the infected begin to move back towards the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, advance. This is going well.
Now that we are in the extended Yu-Gi-Oh! Canon. It takes a while, but eventually you feel the pulsing minds of all the infected vanish completely. You sit and watch the horde approach, until it seems like the very earth is trembling from their numbers. Fuck, I guess they didn't go to the Shadow Realm.
Send infected to Shadow Realm.
Send. You send infected to Shadow Realm. You stand ready for the horde to reach you. The mutants take a long time reaching you, trotting along at a very slow pace, but eventually they reach you.
I guess advance.
You wait for them, watching their rotting flesh and once beautiful forms decay slowly in the sun as they walk. You raise your hand, feeling the powerful pulse of their rotten brains heading toward you. I say we fly away and start a different campaign.
Explode planet.
That's right, we're gonna end this with a bang. You explode planet. You grab your head as you try to fight off the pain. No! Stop! No! You scream. I've done enough!
Explode planet anyway.
You explode planet anyway. You stand, feeling the wave of energy course through you. You raise your hand and release the energy. You feel your entire body instantly overheat as you begin to burn. explode along with entire planet. You explode along with entire planet. You continue to release the energy as the planet explodes. A shockwave flies out, destroying everything in its path. You feel your mind explode as the shockwave hits you, and you collapse onto the ground, shattered. I think this is as much of an ending as we're gonna get.
What ground?
You know, the ground.
There should be no ground.
No, you know, the ground.
Turn ground to dust.
Turn ground to dust. You begin concentrating on turning the planet's very dust into poison and toxic waste. You feel the planet's life force rapidly decay, and in a few hours, it is finished. What?
Advance?
I didn't know this was going to turn into Evangelion. You lie there for a moment, and then stand, taking off into the night. You wander the world, taking what you want from the dying world.
Yeah, that kicks ass.
Yeah.
That's a good ending.
Official ending. Okay.
Official ending to the tale of Jack Maximum.